right, Friday morning. Wanted to make the big announcement. The book has launched, Rethinking Safety Culture, and it's a great little book. And I'm biased, of course, because it is based on a series of podcast episodes I did a couple years back, and it's sort of a collection of work. So the experiment for me was, taking content that was in a podcast or series of podcast episodes, seeing if we can expand on that and blow that out into a book, and this is what we have, right? So we're really proud of this book, and before I go into any further and doing the description of the book here, I want to make sure that I thank our partners in safety. One, everybody who listens and subscribes to the podcast, helps support the podcast, and participates in the Safety Pro Podcast community site, which is very important to me. It's a way to stay directly connected with our podcast followers. They've been extremely supportive and helpful with feedback over the years. Also, our partners in safety, Mighty Line Floor Tape. Mighty Line Floor Tape has been with us. Alec has been with us from the beginning, early days of the podcast, which is great. Mighty Line Floor Tape, if you don't know, floor tape, but all facility marking materials and tools and equipment, whether it's retail, warehousing, manufacturing, industrial, they've got you covered. So go to mightylinetape.com/podcast, get a free sample of their floor tape today. And of course, the preferred exclusive safety services provider of the Safety Pro podcast, Aero Safety. Drew Hinton from Aero Safety has been a friend of the podcast for years and a big supporter as well. And of course, now a partner in safety, whether it's safety training, safety inspections or audits, maybe it's written program development, they've got you covered. Go to aerosafetyus.com to learn more about their services. All right, let's get to the book. Rethinking Safety Culture. I'm going to read from the back cover to you. How's that? All right. This book will help workplace safety pros uncover innovative approaches, practical techniques, and real-world examples to reshape safety practices and promote a stronger workplace culture. I emphasize workplace culture. Explore how safety standard work can be effectively integrated into daily routines, fostering a collective commitment to safety from top to bottom, as well as how to measure your success. So we focus on the three things. One, we're going to bust this safety culture myth, okay, that's out there. We got to stop saying safety before culture. As a safety professional, we got to stop talking like that. We got to basically focus on three, when it comes to culture, developing our culture, three main building blocks. There's a lot more to safety management. We all know that. Again, speaking about this culture aspect, it's set the right expectations. Be very clear on your expectations out of the gate, right? Any manager, operations manager, supervisor, senior leader, worker, employee, doesn't matter. From top to bottom, need to understand specifically what's expected of them from a day-to-day basis. We got to put the safety pieces in there too. It's a natural part of the job. They have to be specific, and we cover that in the book and even give you examples of roles and responsibilities for safety that are measurable and observable. That's the key. And then from that, we can establish safety standard work. That is, this is what you're going to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, biannual, annual basis to fulfill, to be able to execute on those expectations. And we're going to train and develop you to do those. We're going to give you the right tools to do those. And kind of all that falls out of the standard work as well. And then, of course, now we know what to measure. We know how successful we are. So we avoid vague, ambiguous phrases in our roles and responsibilities like supervisor must support a safety culture. What the heck does that mean? If I'm watching that supervisor or manager, how do I know they're doing that? Oh, well, they would be doing their this and they would be doing their that. Okay, that's what you write down in the job description of the roles and responsibilities they have. And now I know what to measure, right? Oh, and I've also got to train and support them so they can execute on that. But now I know what to measure. So we talk about those three things and how those are pretty much the building blocks of strengthening your overall workplace culture. You integrate safety into the business, and we explain it in detail in the book Rethinking Safety Culture. It's available right now on Amazon. Grab a copy. If you already have, why don't you drop a review, an honest review? It's the only way I'm going to learn what to do more of or stop doing when it comes to writing these books. We have our next book in the works right now. So your feedback is very appreciative, and it's going to help us improve subsequent books. So again, Rethinking Workplace Safety Culture is out now on Amazon. Grab your copy today, and don't forget to subscribe to the Safety Pro podcast on all podcast platforms. Keep in mind the YouTube channel here. We don't put all of our episodes and videos on the YouTube channel. Mainly we use the YouTube channel for special episodes, video interviews, and of course, big announcements like this, the book launch of Rethinking Safety Culture. So let me know what you think. Drop your comments below this video. Head on over to thesafetypropodcast.com. From there, you'll see a link to our community site if you want to be a community member, if you're a safety pro. And you can also subscribe to the podcast at thesafetypropodcast.com. And I will talk to you on the next Safety Pro podcast.